Hello friends, it is Stacia and welcome back to my channel. So based on the title, you know what we're doing today. We're doing another reading vlog. So I've already done this like concept twice, I believe. This is reading my bestie Rylanne's favorites. So far I believe the last two vlogs have been very successful, so I am excited. At the ending of last year of 2022, Rylanne and I exchanged like lists of our favorite reads of 2022. So she gave me a list of some of her favorites, and there are 6 books on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys the options because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be reading yet. So the first one is Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. I believe that's a Hades and Persephone retelling. Lots of people love it, and that's about all I know about it. Then we have The Revenge Pact by Isla Madden Mills. Not entirely sure what this is about. I think it is a sports, possibly football romance. Could be wrong. And I also know that it made Rylanne cry. So there's also that. Then we have You Made a Fool of Beauty with Your Death. And I have no idea what this is about at all. I've seen it a few places around Bookstagram and Booktube, but I actually don't know anything about it. Then we have There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. This is a dark romance following a serial killer, I believe. And then the last one we have is a manga, and that is Spy Family, which I'm not entirely sure what that's about either. So of those, I'm probably going to be reading 3. And yeah, so I won't tell you all my choices now because like I said, I don't know everything that I'll be reading, but I do know the first book that I'm going to start with. It is the only book of this list that I own physically, and I am excited. The chapters look short, the words are big, so I think that I can get through it decently quick. Not entirely sure, I might tab it, but we will see, honestly. And that first book is There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. I got this in a reading or a book shopping vlog that I posted not too long ago, so I'll leave that below. So basically all I know is Cole is a serial killer, but he's also an artist, so he kind of puts those two hobbies together and uses his victims in his art, I believe. And then there is Mara, who is a like struggling, starving artist, and that's about all I know. I don't know much of anything else. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'll update you guys when I'm 50% in. I'm going to start it right now. I am at work, but the little one is sleeping, and it is rainy and gloomy and basically not nice outside. So perfect reading weather, thankfully. So we're gonna go ahead and start it, and I'll update you guys, like I said, when I'm 50% in. It shouldn't take me too long. It is only a 335 page book, so not big at all. And like I said, the words are really big for some reason in this book. So we're gonna go ahead and start it. I will say that I am happy because there is a playlist in the book, which I always love. Unfortunately, no Taylor Swift on the playlist, but it's fine. But I also like the chapter like starters. There's always like the 2 snakes that are on the cover are on each start of the chapter, and there are also illustrations in the book, so lots of fun things going on in this book. There's that, and I'll update you guys when I have something to talk about. Hello friends, it's been a couple of days, but I'm here with an update because I just reached 50% of There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. I've decided to tab it but not annotate it, so I'm not actually writing in it, but I do have some tabs going on. And yeah, so I guess I can tell you a little bit more about the book now. So this follows Cole, and Mara. I think I said in the beginning, Cole is an artist who's also like very dark, no feelings, no remorse sort of things. And Mara is a starving artist. So their paths cross in some sort of unusual circumstances, and from that Cole gains an interest on Mara, and he doesn't really find interest in anything. So he's thinking that if he has an interest in her, it's for a reason. And soon he is kind of infiltrating her life, if you will. He kind of just makes it so that everywhere she goes kind of leads back to him. So that's kind of where we are now at the 50% mark. They're still very much fighting. There isn't really much romance, I would say. I don't know, but there is like a situation that could arise with another character, and that has not risen yet. So we're not entirely sure how everything is going to play out when that entire thing does happen. But so far I'm enjoying it. There is like illustrations like this that I really like. Like there's just random illustrations throughout the book. And then also at the start of every chapter, which I think I've already mentioned before, there's like the 2 snakes that are on the cover, which I really like. But yeah, so far my thoughts. I like Cole, you know, for what he is, the whole like dark hero. He's not really a hero, but like the whole dark presence of a man. I enjoy him. I also do like Mara. She very much stands on her own feet, and is kind of fighting Cole every step of the way instead of just taking everything that he wants to give her. So I do like how she's kind of like strong, independent, still trying to make her own way, but understands things enough to let certain things slide, I guess. So I am liking both of the characters. There is a lot of tension between both of them, but nothing has happened up until this point. So there is a lot less steam romance than I expected. But yeah, so far that is what is going on. Cole is kind of like Mara's mentor now, but she still refuses it anywhere that she can. So like I said, so far enjoy it, and I will be back to update you guys when I finish the book. We are back with an update because earlier today I ended up finishing There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. There are the tabs. Like I said, didn't annotate, but I did tab. There's quite a few tabs in here. Just finished this. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. It was dark for what it was. I do still want to read the second book. There is No Devil, I think. Yeah, There Is No Devil is book 2, and it is on KU, so I'll read that at some point. Not in this vlog because I don't even think Rylanne has read the second book yet, but I enjoyed it overall. I liked the characters for what they were. I felt like this entire book, though, there wasn't as much of a connection between the characters. It was more of like a mysterious element mixed in with like an instant lust sort of situation, as to why there was this immediate attraction between them. So I wasn't actually completely sold on their romance, which, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, overall I did enjoy it. 4 stars. I didn't completely love it. It was honestly also a lot less spicy than I thought it was going to be. Pretty dark though, between Cole being what he is, and I also thought that we were going to get more about like their art, which we did in the beginning, and then that sort of situation kind of like dwindled down. So that's fine. It is what it is. But yeah, so we just finished the first book, which was 4 stars. Unfortunately, this is the only book I have physically. So what are we going to read next? I think so. I just got my hold in for, what is this book called? I don't want to say the title wrong, so I'm waiting. So I'm pulling it up. Okay, so I just got both the ebook and the audiobook for You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. The audiobook's only 10 hours, so not too long at all. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into reviews and see whether the audiobook is good or if I would just read it on my Kindle from my library. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the next book. You made a fool of death with your beauty. And yeah, I have absolutely zero clue what this book is about. Rylanne enjoyed it is all I could tell you. And yeah, so I guess I will pop in a few days or so when I get 50% into this book. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm gonna probably start the ebook tonight, if I can. It is a bit late. It's already about 9. So maybe I'll start it tonight or maybe I'll start it in a few days. But nonetheless, I will check back in with you all when I reach 50%. Hello, I have no clue the last time we talked, but I'm back with an update because I've just reached 50% into You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. So I'm a little bit past. I'm at 53%, but that's because I wanted to finish the chapter. The chapters are kind of long, but I'm reading it as an ebook, but I also have the audiobook, so I'm kind of doing both at the same time. But yes, so we can chat a little bit. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not entirely sure how I'm feeling about this book. Yeah, so we're basically following Faye. I'm not entirely sure if I'm saying that correctly. The audiobook does say it, but like saying it myself, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But we're following Faye, I think is how you say her name. And she is an artist. So 5 years ago, she was in a terrible accident and lost her husband, and since then she has not made any sort of connection or even attempted to make any sort of connection with anyone else. And then one day her and her best friend Joy are out, and she decides to kind of just take that plunge and be like, all right, I'm doing the thing, it is what it is. So that happens, one thing leads to another, yada yada yada. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure where this book is going to go. I'm not sure who we're supposed to be rooting for, like love interest wise. But yeah, so far, like I said, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the book. The audiobook is fine, like I'm not really struggling with that, but I don't think that I'm as invested as I should be, and I'm not sure if it's because I'm listening to the audiobook, but honestly I'm not sure if I would have, like I wouldn't read it as fast if I was just reading it with my eyeballs. So the audiobook is definitely helping me get through it. I'm just not sure how I'm feeling, and I think that stems from me not knowing who I'm supposed to be rooting for. I have not read the synopsis, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I think it also stems from our main character Faye not really knowing what she wants, I guess. She has conflicting feelings and she's not entirely sure how to go about them. So that's pretty much where we're at this point, but we do have 50% left in the book, so I guess we're gonna need to see like where it goes from here. But as of now, it's pretty much just fine. I'm not super invested, and I'm not sure where we're going to go at all, if she's going to end up choosing someone or like what's going to come out of this book. I do wish we got a little bit more of her past, like we know what happened and things like that, but I wish we dove more into that. But I guess it is 5 years later, so it isn't like as fresh and daunting as maybe it would have been if we seen her like 3-4 years ago, where it was like 1 or 2 years after the accident. But yeah, so overall, like it's okay. Do I think it's going to be a new favorite for me? No, I don't think so. But I mean, I'm not hating my experience. Like I said, the audiobook is definitely helping me get through it. I think I just need to love the characters more. It's not that like anything is wrong with them, I just don't feel much for them. Like I'm just not as invested as I think I would be, and I'm not sure if that is because of the audiobook or the story in general, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. So I guess we'll see if anything changes by the end, but as of right now, it's not, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be a new favorite. I'm not really sure where the book is going or where we're going to end up. Yeah, I also don't know if this is tagged as a romance or contemporary. I'm not entirely sure, but we can discuss like that after I finish the book, because I don't want to read the synopsis or like see what the book is tagged as until I'm done with it. So yeah, that's my thoughts for now, and I'll check in probably soon. I have 4.5 hours left of the audiobook, but I am listening to it at 2 times speed. So maybe we will have another update tonight if I do get to finish it. It is only 8:30. I am feeling a bit tired, but my husband is not coming home from work tonight, so that's usually when I get a lot of reading done. So yeah, we're basically gonna have to see where we end up, but I will update you guys when I finish this book. Hello friends, it has been a few days since I updated this, but it's fine. So, a couple days ago, I actually did end up finishing You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. And yeah, so we're gonna chat about that. So I gave that book 3 stars. It wasn't something that was super memorable, I guess, for me. Personally, I can see why people love it. But for me, like the endgame romance, I wasn't completely sold on. I kind of wish that we got more time with that. And I felt like once it happened, things got, like, a lot happened, basically, once the endgame romance, like, began. A lot of things happened. So I feel like we couldn't just sit with the characters and get to know them and see them interact with each other, which is what I wish we had. So it had a lot of potential for me. I just felt like a lot of it was dragging. I'm not sure how fast I would have read it if I did not have the audiobook. But yeah, so there were some parts that I really enjoyed, but a lot of it I was kind of just like, all right, it's fine. Yeah, so the characters weren't people that I really like rooted for, mainly because I didn't see that relationship happening, and then I didn't get to see a lot of it together, I guess. I don't know. So I gave it 3 stars. Nothing bad. It just wasn't like super fantastic for me, which is fine. It was just an okay book. So now I have to pick my last book. So I have 2 options. Well, technically I have like a few options. So I could read Spy Family, which is a manga, but I don't like to read manga on my phone, and I don't have it physically. So the 2 books that I do have is The Revenge Pact and Promises and Pomegranates. So The Revenge Pact is 486 pages, and Promises and Pomegranates is only 350 pages. So ideally I should go for that one because it's shorter, but on Goodreads, The Revenge Pact has a higher overall rating, which is 4 stars, which is actually really good for like Goodreads. And Promises and Pomegranates has a rating of 3.5 stars, so it's not too far off. So yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly not completely sure what I'm going to do. I can't ask Rylanne for her opinion because she doesn't know what books I'm picking for this vlog. So I will probably, I don't know. So The Revenge Pact is a football, I believe it's football romance, which is great because I usually read sports romance very, very quick. And Promises and Pomegranates is a dark retelling of Hades and Persephone, I believe. So yeah, I'm not sure which route I'm going to go. I just need to sit on it. So the next clip you'll see will probably be me like my Kindle screen with the book that I choose next, just because I'm truly not sure which way I want to go. I don't know. I don't know what my next book is going to be, but I have already read 2 books. a 3-star and a 4-star, so maybe we will get a 5-star this last one. Yeah, so I would just update you guys when I'm 50% into whatever book that I end up choosing. Hello friends, I'm back for an update because I just reached 50% in the Revenge Pact. So at this point, we've figured out what the revenge situation is. So we have our two main characters, Anastasia. Oh my gosh, I don't even know the boy's name. Oh, River. Yes, so Anastasia and River. River is a football player and kind of like a big shot on campus. He's the president of a fraternity and all of that. In the beginning of the book, Anna is dating one of his like fraternity brothers. And from the beginning, Anna pretty much says that her and River didn't get along. She thinks that River hates her and she's not really sure why. So they kind of just got off on the wrong foot. But so basically at this point, the whole point of the book is that Anastasia, everyone calls her Anna except for River, but Anna basically doesn't know what's really going on with her life. She's not on the same path as her boyfriend. So that sort of happens. There's like a giant public breakup, which is a hot mess. And basically River comes in and was like, hey, if you help me and tutor me in this class, then I will basically help you get revenge on your ex-boyfriend by finding you someone who will like make him jealous, basically. So at this point, it's not River who she's using to get revenge on Donovan, the ex-boyfriend. But I mean, from the beginning, there's already like a tension every time they're around. We know how River feels, but Anna does not know how River actually feels about her. So it is interesting seeing both sides of the story. But I am enjoying both River and Anna. I think they're both great characters. River has ADHD and dyslexia, so he battles with that a lot, and Anna had a not like a hard childhood in the sense like it was hard with her parents, but more so that like her parents loved her and traveled with her a lot, but there were times where she couldn't go with them, so like she felt like alone, and she has been through some things in her past. So yeah, that's basically our two characters. I am really loving them. I do want things to happen already between River and Anna, because at this point we are 50% into the book, so I kind of want more to be going on there. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I am at 55% now. I went a bit over to finish the chapter, and I also didn't realize how far I was into the book. I am planning on hopefully finishing it today, and then we'll go through my final thoughts. As for now, I am enjoying it. I'm not entirely sure if it'll be a 5-star, but hopefully it might be. As of now, it's on like a decent track to be a 5-star, but we'll need to see how things play out. But yeah, so as of now, loving River, loving Anna. I also really like Anna's friends, Lila and Colette. They're her roommates and like her best friends. I also love them. So lots going on. And obviously there are some side characters because River is a football player. So yeah, so I'm excited to see more about them, and I'm sure things will start heating up soon based on things that are already happening. So I'm excited, and I will check back in with you guys when I finish the book. All right. Hello friends, this is like a week late because I was editing this video and realized that I never even did a final like update. So here we are. First and foremost, obviously I did end up finishing the Revenge Pact. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The only thing that kept me from giving it a 5-star was kind of like the timeline, if that makes sense, like between relationships. So there's that. Gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed Anna and River's story. The twist, I guess, I'm not sure if you really call it that, but I did predict that. Like I knew that was already coming. So that was nice to see that I was correct, I guess. But overall, like I said, I really enjoyed it. It was such a fun book to read. It was so easy to get through. And yeah, so I do want to read more from the author, and I think that there are 2 more books in the series. It's by different authors, but it follows the other 2 boys, like the other, because there's like the trio of like all-stars, whatever you want to call them, that are the football players. River is one of them, and I don't remember the names of the other 2, but I think those books follow those guys. So I would be interested in reading those because I loved Anna and River's like overall connection. I actually really enjoyed their story. The timeline between relationships was just a little bit off for me. It seemed to go really quick, which, you know, it is what it is given the circumstances. But yeah, so overall 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed it. That was the last book I read. Unfortunately, no 5 stars in this vlog. I first read There Are No Saints, which I gave 4 stars, and then I read You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, which I gave 3 stars, and then I just finished The Revenge Pact, that I gave 4.5 stars. So overall, pretty successful. I haven't gotten anything less than a 3 star, so I consider it a successful reading vlog. But yeah, so that is all from me for today. I will leave the other 2 vlogs where I read Rylanne's favorite down below, as well as Rylanne's vlog because she also read my favorites. These should be going up and uploading on the same day, so hopefully that will be ready for you guys to watch. But that is all from me for today. You can like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like. All of my socials, follow me anywhere else are in the description as always. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!